Hello to all you cipher mains out there. Hope you wonderful people are having a great day. And in this video, I will show you really good cipher setups on the map Pine. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's get started with cipher setups and showers. Shower control is essential as there's an orb present in showers and it'll help you get your out faster. Let's start off with the camera that I like to use. It is right above this archway, and the tripwire that I like to use is right on the edge of this wall right here. The second tripwire I pair it up with is this tripwire. It's pretty hard to shoot as they have to come out. An alternative to this tripwire is this one that's off the bench right here. As for cages, I place one right here and it covers the entire hallway. The second cage I like to place on this black line. It's important for this cage to be on the black line as when it is activated like so, it covers the entire hallway, and when people walk out they get stuck on the tripwire and you get a free kill. So how I generally play this setup is that I play behind this wall and I hop on my camera as soon as the round starts. The tripwire that's on the edge right there is really important as it is not visible when people are trying to collect the orb, so they have to come really close in order to shoot it out. So I just sit behind the wall on my camera, tag and then peek and kill, or you could tag using the camera, activate the cage and shoot through it. Here's the one way for showers. You would come to the triple cubby right here and look straight above this lamp till the edge of the black panel and throw it, and it should land right there. And this cage isn't meant to be played from behind triple, but it's meant to be played from behind truck. Let's move on to cipher setups for U-Haul / lamps. It's important to have control over here, so it's really good to have cipher setups here. As for tripwires, I like to place this aggressive tripwire that goes across. An alternative to this tripwire is off this metal sheet right here. Another tripwire you can do is right off this wall, or you could resort to the default tripwire in U-Haul. As for the cameras, I like to place mine above this window as it has a good view of the U-Haul entrance and site. Another good camera spot that I like to use is anywhere along this wall. To be honest, I like to place mine right there. As for cages, I place one right in the middle and I play behind this wall and I peek off my camera. There's also a one-way present on this teleporter. You need to align yourself in the center and you need to look right here from the center of the teleporter. You want to look straight up and then look at it from a weird angle and throw it. You might miss a few, but eventually it'll get stuck up there and you'll realize. You might think that this is a one-way for a shot, as you can see, but it actually isn't, as enemies can also see you. And this one way is meant to be played from the U-Haul entrance towards people coming onto site. Another one way I'm going to show you guys is you come up to this corner and move to the left and look at this lamp right here and move your crosshair to the left and throw, and it should result in a one way for anyone that tries to enter U-Hauls. Let's move on to cipher setups for a shot. As for camera locations, I come to the top of heaven, hug this wall, and I place my cam on top of this vents right here. It has good vision of people in cubby, or people pushing elbow, or people pushing side, or even people pushing backside. Another camera that I like to use is in the vents. Has a little more protection with the fumes and serves the same purpose as the other camera, and you can kind of look into showers with this camera. As for the other cam location, it's the same as the U-Haul camera. I just place it anywhere on this back wall. Let me just try to get it. Yeah, I just place my camera on the back wall like so, and it serves the same purpose as the camera. Please do not put this tripwire. This tripwire is useless. I recommend putting this tripwire instead. The reason for the other tripwire being useless is that if it's close by, when people come to the box they can just shoot the tripwire, whereas for this tripwire they need to come out and shoot. By that time they're open to the whole of sight and they'll get shot and die. Another tripwire you can use is you can basically just place the same tripwire lower. You can place one of this protrusion, not that one, this one right here, sorry. Another tripwire that you can use is this tripwire, which catches people just running onto site without caring. You can place this one as a variation to the other. You can place this one off the metal sheet like I showed in the U-Haul setup. You can place this one like I showed in the U-Haul setup also. You can place one of the bottom, which is a cheeky little tripwire if they don't have a raise. As you can see, a lot of tripwires in the background. These are all tripwire that you can play as an A shot to stop the default plants or stop pushing, making them push backside, etc. As a Cypher, it's always good to mix and match, so just experiment on your own to see which one suits you and keep switching it up so the enemies don't get hold of your tripwires. There's also a cheeky little tripwire here, and for some reason it gets a few kills. I try to place it closer. For some reason it gets kills because people don't really walk close to the teleporter, but they walk like in a straight line towards U-Haul, and sometimes it catches people for some weird reason, but it's good. You can try that out sometimes. As for cages, I just place one right here, and I place one in the middle of side, and I play behind the truck, and I just activate the cage and shoot it through, and that's about it for sure. Let's move on to Cypher setups and Hookah. I have two Cypher setups and Hookah, one which is passive and one which is aggressive. I'm going to show you the aggressive one first. You come and place this camera right here behind the box, and you can place this tripwire off this cushion right here which goes across. It's a good tripwire since they have to come out to break it, or they have to get pretty close to tripwire to break it. And the other tripwire is off this pillar right here, if I can get it. Yeah, this one right here. This pillar pretty low. As for cages, I place one right there, and the second one I place is one way in Hookah, which is right here. You look at this line and look up off the curve and throw it, and it should be a perfectly good one way for Hookah. How I play the setup is behind the wall. Off the rip of the round, I'm on my cam, and then I just see if people are entering the lane. Once they come close towards here on my pings, I tag them and I activate my cage sometimes, and I peek out and kill them, and then I quickly back out into my one way spot. And meanwhile I hope my teammates holding long, and as soon as on my cam I check that they've crossed the initial choke point, I activate this and I shoot anyone that gets caught on my trip, or I have visual on them, and I fall back into sight. Another good camera spot is off this box. You need to jump off the box, look at the top of the wall, and place your camera right there. As for tripwires, for my passive Cypher playstyle, I place one right here, and also sometimes I like to place one right here. And one of my cages goes on the one way, and my second cage goes right on this spot here. On this spot, because when you activate it, you can safely cross if your teammate is having problems controlling people coming from long. I place my cage there, the second one's on my one way, and I'll remove this strip right here and I'll be on my cam. So I initially play this from my one way spot, and I just check on my cam if they're coming through. As they pass through, once they reach there, I activate my one way. If they get caught on the trip, it's an easy kill. And then I activate the other cage and make sure that I safely reach back to site. Let's move on to Cypher setups on B side. On B side, I have a lot of fun as Cyphers. There's a lot of things you can do. First of all, I'll show you all the camera spots. All camera spots are from this green box right here. You can place a camera on that gray area, which allows you to look into long, but it is really exposed. Another camera is on this back wall right here. Any camera over here is good at a higher height, as no one really shoots it out and you have good vision and everything. The third camera is one of the best cameras. You need to line yourself up with the edge of the green box, and you want to place it at the edge of this wall right here in this corner. This is the example of the camera that you don't want, as this doesn't look into long. Whereas if you precisely place it, you should be able to look into long with this camera. The only bad point about this camera is you can't really ping people, but if you turn yourself onto site, you have really good vision over cubby or anyone pushing site or anyone pushing elbow. As for the camera that I like to use with my setups is this camera right here, as no one really bothers to shoot it out and you have good vision everywhere. As for tripwires, for long I like to place this tripwire. Sometimes I don't really use this tripwire a lot, but I like to place it. Sometimes you get a kill. This is the normal tripwire for anyone pushing out of long. This is probably one of the really good tripwires that I recommend people using. This tripwire right here off this corner. It's very low and people really don't expect it, and there are two variations of this. One's up close and one's back right here. And people don't really expect these tripwires because they don't think it can be placed there, and they get caught and you can peek out a backside for a free kill. As for tripwires on elbow is this one off this door right here. There's one on the bottom also, which gets connected to the sand elevation area, and it's really good because people don't expect it. And these two are the default tripwires for elbow control. As for trips on B side, there are a load of trips as I'm showing you in the background. These are all tripwires that you can use to make to delay them pushing site, or you can use these tripwires to get free kills. On this protrusion, you can place tripwires that delay post plant, and sometimes you might even catch people with this. And if you're playing inside gray tube, you can just spam the gray tube and you can get free wallbang kills. You can place these two tripwires if you like. As I said, as Cypher, you really need to know to mix and match tripwires. This tripwire is really good, as people coming out of hookah don't really expect it, and I'll show you this tripwire from the vision of the attackers. People push out of hookah like this, and when they go to clear backside they get caught by this, and you can just pop a cage and peek through and kill. This is another variation to that tripwire, and this is just a normal way of placing the tripwire like that. And if you're ever worried about people pushing tube, you can place this tripwire which covers the entirety of the tube. As most of people know, this glass case is wall bangable through with a Vandal or a Phantom. You can place this tripwire if you're ever worried about a Killjoy ult, and if they push backside you can just get free wallbang kills. As you can see, there are a lot of variations to Cypher trips. This is a trip that I missed, this one's for hookah, but it's really common these days, so I don't really get a lot of kills. As for cages, I just place these two default ones, and I don't really deviate.
Here.
Sometimes I place the one way, sometimes I just place these two normal default, sometimes I place it on the tube right here. It has the same effect, to be honest. I don't really change it up. That's all for the Cypher setups on Bind. Hope you guys managed to learn something from this video, and hope you all have a wonderful day. Cypher setups on Fracture will be coming really soon, so be on the lookout for it. If you like my content, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more. Peace.